Hello, everybody, and welcome to It's Been a While, an episode of BlockHermit Tours. Today we are at Questmoor. This is Wout's region. Woot, Wout, Woot, Wout. Region built by Wout. It's always going to be Wout. I'm sorry. Maybe it's Woot, but it's out with a W in front of it. Yep. Okay, so this is his region poll. Now, I've actually wanted to do a region tour here for a while, but I don't want to do that unless I have permission from the owner. In this situation, Wout has explicitly stated on the forums that he would not mind Questmoor being, well, toured. So, the theme overall here is, I'm actually not too sure. It's a little bit medieval. We have, a lot of ships, some a little wrecked, some not quite wrecked. And again, I'd like to remind everybody this is done entirely in survival with resources that he's gathered entirely on his own. Nothing is cheated in. We have certain boats that are in the water, and then we start getting towards the center of this city here, and this entire city is being held up by massive chains on these airships. Alright. So very cool. The concept is awesome. Now, it's not just the buildings and the chains and the ship itself, but I'd also like to note that there's a lot of terraforming going on. This is custom terrain that he's worked on. Custom waterfalls and just custom everything. The trees, you can tell a lot of the trees here aren't how they're generated. Just a lot of thought went into this, and this place is entirely functional at that. So let's get back to the region poll, if I can find it, and have a proper tour. Actually, no, let's forget about the region poll. Let's start all the way over here by the pier. Now, when I look at this place, I'm thinking pirates, right? And it makes a lot of sense to me because he has so many of these mobs in cages all throughout this area. Oh, well, there's the region pole. He has pigmen from the nether. He has witches over there. He has, I'm sure he had one with a creeper in it. There it is. And this is honorable players. He has dogs that are honorable players. Now, some of the insides aren't exactly furnished, and some of them are a little more utility than others. Meaning, some of them he's using for storage, some of them he's using for other things. So we're not really going to be looking at interior today. I like the haphazardness of the ground. It's always really nice to see this. There is almost a formula to its chaos. So the buildings, again, as I've mentioned, are almost medieval. It actually reminds me a bit of like Grian's builds because there's extra texture in these roofs between using stairs that face the wrong way and whatnot. It gives it a lot of texture and a lot of character. I like the use of the nether bricks here. Very well done. The overall color scheme, I guess, is quite dark, but somehow he manages not to make it look very monotonous. So then we follow this area down this way. He does have a map here, and as you can see, again, quite extensive. I'm saving the best for last, guys, I really am. He's also decorated a lot of these places with item frames. This is, I guess, his storage room. Again, I won't be going inside majority of these buildings. Now, what I did notice was that some of these ships, when you go inside of them, they kind of remind me of end ships. So it did make me wonder a bit if maybe he had taken the original design of the end ship and then created on top of it to create these ships. All the ships, also their base design is similar, and then they're kind of changed around a little bit here and there. Like one has more mast than the other. The curtains are different. The ship is shorter. The ship is longer. One has a flag on top. One has an outlook on top. Here's some more mobs. Hello. Okay. I like that he's used so much of these clay pots as well. It's just no matter which way you go, if you're not the builder of this place, everything is always unique. I also like that he's used the clay pots in the buildings themselves, gives it a little bit of color and greenery, and it's really nice because you can only go so far with the leaves on these builds. We're also going to have a look at these chains. I thought these were kind of cool because it looks like there are particles coming out of it because of these random glass panes that he's just kind of left hanging here. And I like that the chain itself isn't one block type. He's used multiple different block types to give it a little bit of depth. Again, depth is something that's achievable, but kind of difficult to master, I think. He's built quite high. Another detail I actually really wanted to show is there is like a sunken ship almost over here somewhere. And there's just the mast hanging out of the ground. I think it's supposed to be at like an angle. I'm not entirely sure. And there's just wood randomly. And I thought that was very cool. I don't think it's part of this ship, but this ship is also tattered quite a bit. I wonder if they regularly get attacked. Now, under the city itself is quite lively as well. There's more builds under the city as there are over the city. And just to note, there's even detailing under the city. I thought that was really cool. There's a little watchtower here, a little pathway. Lastly, I always thought this was an eagle, but anytime you get closer you can see he is a griffin, a very majestic griffin. Watches over this city. Now, truth be told, griffins are actually one of my favorite mythological characters, so it's kind of cool that we have a griffin on the server now. Very detailed. I can't imagine how much planning went into the entirety of this build. The entire place is functional. He doesn't have laggy farms in here, which is a big plus for me. He's constantly planting and chopping down wood. He's constantly adding tiny little bits of detail. Now, I'm the kind of person where I get started on a project, and if I don't get it all done in one sitting, I will usually lose sight of it. Now, for Wout, he's very much gotten himself a big plan of what he wanted. So this isn't just that, you know, he felt like, oh, well, I'm going to build this here tomorrow. How about I kind of feel like making this kind of house today. No, it's all very pre-planned. But, that being said, it's very well executed. It still takes persistence to get this amount of work done. And I'm very proud, and I feel quite honored to have this type of build on the server. If you have a region that you'd like for me to tour, please let me know in the forums. We have a thread by the name of BH Region Tours. Leave your region name and I'll have a review of the region before I decide to put it up as a video. And who knows, maybe your region can be featured. Alright, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I get another video up soon. Bye!